Hi everybody, and welcome back to another Shearer Smokes. And you join me today here on the banks of the River Devon, and I'm just outside Tilbury, which is about ten minutes in the car from where I now stay. Quite a nice afternoon. It's been a balmy 18 degrees. There's a light wind just picking up, but a few clouds in the sky, but otherwise it's looking quite nice, and as I say, still remaining quite warm. So slightly different to a couple weeks ago when I was in Corfu, obviously, but more of that later. First of all, I'm going to dive in with what I'm smoking and what I'm smoking it in because this is a rather special one for me. And this was a gift from Millie and Katie, my two daughters, for Father's Day, and I'm 100% certain it's the replica of my granddad's pipe. And I'll pop a picture in now. And you may remember I put this out a good while ago, and I got a lot of great comments, and a lot of people generally agreed on what pipe it was and what they thought the bowl was. And after a great video chat with our good friend Gary, Olden in the Way, he was 100% sure it was the Genoa rusticated bowl, which is the one that I've gone for. So, it's of course, the Falcon standard, and with the rusticated Genoa bowl, and I think it's just beautiful to look at, and to have that kind of history behind it and the connection with my granddad just makes it all the more special to have. And the River Devon was one of the rivers that he fished quite often. So to be sat here, um, where they fished on this stretch, I'm not sure, but this river at least I know he did. So yeah, there was definitely something special in that. And in the bowl, I'm smoking Sutcliffe's Great Outdoors. This was also part of my Father's Day, and a great choice from the girls. I just love the name, and they thought it was very fitting for smoking while doing a couple of videos. And when I opened the pouch, Katie was with me, and when I first took a good smell of the contents, right away I was thinking a kind of chocolate vanilla sponge almost. But Katie right away said aniseed, and on checking tobacco reviews, it has, of course, Cavendish, Virginia's, Burley. There is a topping of vanilla, but also there is a hint of licorice. So Katie was spot on. So fair play to Katie. That was a great spot. But yeah, really enjoying this blend. It's a very tasty one, and the sun's just coming out now behind me. So yeah, good times. So as I sit here, I think back to that week in Corfu, and what a week it was. It was just an amazing trip. Every day was just superb. The weather, it stayed a steady high 33s, which was just nice for sitting out and doing a bit of walking. And yeah, the just general location. We're in a little place, Nicasse, which is on the northeast of the coast, um, quite a distance up from where I was last year, and that difference in climate was yeah, it was quite amazing. As last year, I remember it being a very warm, dry heat, and it was a steady high 40s while we were there, and not a single bit of breeze. Whereas this trip, being a bit further north, there was a nice breeze coming off the sea, which was very well received. So there's a couple of really good highlights on the trip I'd like to share with you. The second one I'm going to keep for a future episode as it deserves a little bit of time on its own. But the one of the big highlights was the trip to Ipsos. Now you may remember quite a while back I mentioned the family connection with Corfu, with it being one of our family holidays. After years of going to Spain, my dad decided we were going to hit one of the Greek islands, and what a choice it turned out to be. And we're talking about, I think, 30, 38, 39 years ago, probably. Um, so to revisit was just something special. And one of the lasting memories from that family holiday was my dad turning up one day with a scooter and telling me to jump on the back as we were heading off into the hills. And what a day that was! I don't know, it just sticks in my head, and it has done for a long time. And thankfully, I have a picture from that day, and here it is. Another bit of history on that day visit to Ipsos was we found a bar that my good friend Stuart and I used to frequent. Stuart and I were out there round about, I think, 85, 86 possibly. And again, so we're looking about 37, 38 years ago maybe. And seeing that building was just, I don't know, it just brought back so many great memories. We had to do a bit of hunting, had to ask a couple of locals, and thankfully we found a lady in one of the English bars who's been out there since the early 80s, and she knew it right away and was able to give us some great directions. Unfortunately, as you will see in the pictures, it's now a ruin, but just to actually see it there just brought back so many memories, as I said. And here's a couple of shots to show you. Now, the bar itself was called Tartan Tammy's, and it had the unique feature of having a fireman's pole right in the corner of the bar. And the reason for this was it was the quickest way to get down to the toilets. And when I sent a picture of the outside of the building to my pal Stuart, the first message I got back was, I remember sliding down that pole to get to the toilets. And yeah, we had some good times. It was always the first place we went to before heading out onto the strip. And it's funny how memories can sometimes play tricks. I always remembered it being a much bigger place, but it was actually quite small, and the only way up was through that metal staircase. It's still there, and that was the only way up and down into the bar. But it was always busy, and there was always a great crowd in there. And yeah, it just brought back some great memories. I was able to get a couple of pictures from inside. It looks like it's been used formerly as a home. There was an old bed frame by the looks of it in there. So yeah, and I believe it's still up for sale. I think going by some of the Google searches I did. So yeah, a little bit of Corfu history, which, as I said, definitely brought a smile to my face. So where we were staying in Acassi, it's quite secluded, but thankfully the hotel ran a shuttle bus which took you into Corfu town, and there we were able to spend a good couple of hours just walking around, taking in the sights, and quite a lot of history, of course, and throughout the island, but a lot of it mainly in Corfu town itself, especially with the fort that's there. So I've got a nice range of shots of that as well as some of the Corfu town streets. And I was lucky enough to find a really good cigar shop, and was able to come back with quite a nice haul of cigars. And of course, with all that walking about in the heat, of course we had to keep rehydrated, and nothing better than a glass of ice cold Greek beer. So yeah, we had a great week, and the hotel was just superb, and plenty of spots that we could turn into our own cigar terrace. And here's a few highlights of our cigar tasting. So that's a nice little look back to some great memories there. And as I said in my next episode, I shall look back to a rather special place that we found, which I hinted at in one of my video shorts. So hopefully you'll tune in for that. And by now, I should have caught up with everybody's comments. Again, very much appreciated, especially on those video shorts. Thank you very much for tuning into those. And as I said, hopefully by now I've caught up with everybody. Um, it's just been a quick 2 weeks. We got back in the early hours on Saturday morning last week, and I was almost straight back into work, and then away with work from Monday, and only getting back here on Friday. We spent the week down in the Scottish borders with one of the guys that we support. Had a great week. Thankfully, the weather was kind to us, and yeah, it was just a good break for our guys. So it was all very much enjoyed, and got back yesterday, and so today, thankfully, the weather has been kind again, and I was able to get out and do this video. So thanks again for tuning in, and I'm hopefully you'll tune in for the next episode. So until then, take care, and as always, my name's Shearer. Enjoy your smoke.